Well, ceremonies and remembrances taking place all over southern New England today to mark Veterans Day.
Rhode Island and Massachusetts held virtual Veterans Day ceremonies. The Rhode Island commemoration streamed live on Facebook with state and military leaders paying tribute to all veterans.
12 News reporter Brandon TRUITT is live in Providence with the details on how a pair of veteran brothers paid tribute to their history-making grandmother. Brandon?
Well, Mike and Shannon, as we know, for so many families, serving in the military is in their blood. It's really what they do. But for one local family tonight, they're remembering a loved one not only as a veteran, but a pioneer, too.
She was quite the woman.
Michael Clancy and his brother Robert know a thing or two about serving. They both spent time in the military in the 1970s.
We didn't know about any of this stuff. My brother's been doing the research.
The stuff Robert is referring to is a remarkable line of history of service within his family, particularly his grandmother, Rose Sherburne Clancy.
She was the first woman from Rhode Island to join the United States Navy, or the U.S. military at the time, in 1917.
Rose would go on to work as a yeoman, performing administrative duties so men could go fight overseas. She was by all accounts a trailblazer. A different event in downtown Providence, but with the same meaning. The Rhode Island Honor Flight, remembering all veterans, including 96-year-old Joseph Joel. Mr. Joel received a Silver Star for his work in the fight of the Bulge, said to have used a bazooka to fire into oncoming German tanks. Another event held in Scituate, people there gathering outside,
by the dawn's early light,
spreading the word on the work done and sacrifice made by so many.
People have to realize that if it wasn't for the veterans stepping up over the past decades, we wouldn't be the country that we are right now.
I have to tell you, I really love sharing these veteran stories. They add such great perspective when you sit and just listen to them. I have to tell you, we have a look at more ceremonies as well that happen throughout our area. They're up right now at WPRI.com. Live in Providence, Brandon TRUITT, 12 News.
Rhode Islanders joined people across the country today in observing Veterans Day, honoring those who have served. While COVID-19 forced many events to scale back this year, 12 News reporter Brandon TRUITT tells us the meaning of the day shone through all the same. Brandon?
Well, Mike, we're here at the World War II Memorial in Providence, and it's really sacred ground as there are the names of thousands of people who died in the fight. And it was one of the places today where people gathered really to honor all veterans.
At a time when it feels like there's so much going on, there is comfort in the fact that some things stay the same.
Well, it's tradition.
Several local military organizations getting creative, adjusting plans to make sure some ceremonies could be done in person.
We haven't been able to do much this year.
One of them taking place at the World War II Memorial in downtown Providence. Here, George FARRELL and the team at Rhode Island Honor Flight honored veterans, including 96-year-old Joseph Joel, a local World War II veteran, awarded a Silver Star at the Battle of the Bulge.
He was waiting and he could hear the tanks starting up and coming. He grabbed the bazooka. He ran ahead of his own friendly lines and took out 2 German tanks, forcing the Germans to retreat.
It's remarkable stories just like that we heard in East Providence, the Infantry Lodge Association gathering for a mostly outdoor event, but it kept with tradition. As the story goes, when local troops returned from World War I, they were craving New England classics, chowder, hot dogs, chips, and a beer. It's been served on this day ever since.
We have held that tradition, this being the 101st year.
There was camaraderie amongst these veterans, only the mask separating their bond, a celebration of their years of work, and a commemoration of those who gave it all.
I think with everything that's going on in the country right now, this is a day we take a rest from that.
We often hear from so many veterans that they don't really like sharing their stories of their time in the service. Maybe it's from what they experienced. But the people I spoke with today say they see value in it, adding by sharing those stories. It's really how you keep the legacy of those men and women alive. Live in Providence, Brandon TRUITT, 12 News.